So you want to do like do a character and then switch or switch papers?
I guess so, yeah. Or like just start drawing something and then we'll switch it up and mix it up.
And it's fantasy themed stuff?
Fantasy themed, yeah.
Okay.
Whatever that means to you.
I've just literally created Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
A He-Man guy and a Skeletor guy.
I'm going Middle Earth-ish.
That's cool.
Did you see that Larry David thing that's been floating around this week? Oh, it's on the Jimmy Kimmel show. And Jimmy Kimmel's like, so, much love to Richard Lewis. Like, and I understand he was a close friend of yours and just passed away. And, shortly afterward, around Oscar time, we asked you to be on the show, and you said, I can't do the show where I'm like really bent up about Richard Lewis. And Jimmy Kimmel's like, that's fine. And then the next day, I host the Oscars. I go to the Oscar after party, and who's there? Larry David, yucking it up and smiling and chatting with everybody. And Larry goes, all right, you caught me. I did use the death of my best friend to get out of doing this show that I didn't really want to do.
Yeah. So, to the surprise of no one.
The surprise of no one.
Yeah. Even so much, it's so baked into who he is that he gets to do a bit about it with Jimmy Kimmel at some point.
Yeah, of course. And then he does the show and talks about it.
Because Larry, I think like he is who he is, but I think he also loves show business. So
of course.
like, it's like yes, but also here I am.
Also, I can use this
weeks later using it. Yeah. But here's a great example of why truth in art is so powerful, right? If you tell the truth of who you are in your work to that degree, then you don't have to try to be anybody else. And in fact, everyone will love you for who you are.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to fake it.
That's a great way to put it. And I think the beauty of Larry in particular is that his level of like uncomfortable humor is rooted in like true human behavior.
Yeah.
Like
for sure.
He's not just trying to make people uncomfortable. He's trying to make them uncomfortable because they have similar feelings but won't act on them.
I also can credit him for me ruining so many of my relationships, having watched Seinfeld growing up.
Yeah.
Thinking, oh, you just break up with people and then you meet some new hot babe.
Yeah.
It's like a never-ending carousel of hot babes.
Even if you're George Costanza.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Everyone gets to be on the babe train.
Unrealistic babe train expectations.
Seinfeld kind of fucked me up in the sense of like, I didn't understand it, but I wanted to understand it, so I watched it with my parents.
That's in your comic, right?
Yeah, it's in the comic.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But like, I remember one episode in particular was about like the move, where like they're talking about their like sex moves and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just remember thinking like, what's the move? What if I don't know the move? What if I get into this position? Like, it made me feel like everyone knew all these secret, specific rules and stuff that I didn't know about. And I was like, what if I don't know the move? I don't know the move. And then like that becomes a barrier at a certain point of being like, well, I like this girl, but I don't know all the moves. I don't know like all the things I need to do when I'm being asked to like do something.
I love that movie. I mean, there's some problematic shit in there now that doesn't hold up very well.
I think I've only seen it once.
It's very
I
funny.
think that was during that came out during a period when I wasn't like watching any comedies because I thought things had to be like really serious and dour to be artistic.
Sure.
And then I was like, I'm miserable.
Right. Yeah. Wait a second.
Wait a minute. This sucks. And I started going back and doing all this stuff that I like was resisting, and I was like, watching all those Judd Apatow movies was one of those things.
Hell yeah. I like Judd Apatow. I think he has a good sense of humor.
Yeah, I got no problem with Judd Apatow.
And
he put a lot of people on the map too.
Yeah, for sure. He was saying how he kind of had to because he had convinced all these children to quit school to be in Freaks and Geeks.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna make you all like a star, And then he's like, and then Freaks and Geeks gets canceled, and he's like, oh shit. And so he's like, I had to like stick it out and make sure that I kept making stuff so that these kids would like have a future.
Well, that's actually really sweet. I've never
Yeah.
heard that before. That's we've been watching. I'm sure I've talked about this a million times. But we've been watching Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah.
And this guy Jim Cornette.
Yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah, he says the same thing about some of the wrestlers. He was like, people wanted to come wrestle for him, and sometimes he'd be like, I can't
Can't take you
knowingly have
Yeah.
these like kids who are about to go to college move to Tennessee and wrestle here for $75 a match
with these criminals.
with these criminals. Yeah, and so like he had a certain amount of like, I gotta watch it. So once they did that anyway, and he would figure out a way to make it kind of worth their while, he'd be like, I gotta make sure they didn't do this for nothing. I gotta look out for these people,
Right.
which is like, that's like really thoughtful.
Yeah, that's commendable.
Because most people in those kinds of business are just ruthless hucksters who don't give a shit.
Yeah, totally.
They don't care about the people at all.
McMahon.
Yeah, well, he's like the anti-McMahon. Cornette's like the anti-McMahon.
Totally. I met Shane McMahon though. He's a sweetheart.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he's not really in the business, is he?
Well, he was. I think he is now.
Well, Stephanie owns it now.
Right. So when I met Shane, it was cool. Like, I said, like I was never a real wrestling fan, but I watched during this period because my brother was into it, and I tried to have like common ground with him because he's 9 years my junior, and we didn't have a lot in common, right? So I would watch wrestling so that we could have something to talk about and hang out. And he's like, "Oh, that's so sweet," and I was like, "Thanks, yeah." And I go, "Would you want to take a selfie maybe?" And he's like, "I'll do you one better. You put me in this fucking hold." He's like, put me in this. He's like, "Okay, I'm gonna teach you this hold." He's like, "You're gonna bend my arm behind my back and like make me say uncle, and like essentially I'll like be like you're forcing me into saying Merry Christmas to your brother." So I have him in this like fucking arm bar, and he's like going, and he's like, "But you really got me, so you got to be gentle here." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I won't fuck you up." and so we're doing this thing, and it was just like out on the street in New York, we're wrestling essentially.
That's
it was
amazing.
like total fakery that was so fun. And he was like, I'm like, say it, and he's like, "Merry Christmas, Alex!" And then I sent it to him, and I was just like, "Wow, you're such a fucking sweetheart." Like Shane McMahon, what a mensch, you
That's
know?
great. Good
Yeah,
for him. I
it was
mean, he
cool.
comes from dark stock.
Yeah,
So like, good for him for.
Dude, he was as
Escaping
big as a
that.
fucking linebacker
Oh yeah,
too.
those kids
He
are
was
all
huge.
Those are all jacked. I
Dude.
mean, they're all we're on steroids. And
Of course.
In the gym and everything.
Totally, but I was just like, God damn, he was like so huge. And I remember seeing him on the show. He always looked smaller than everybody else. He was not small. He
Well,
was
yeah,
a
by
giant.
comparison,
He was a giant dude.
Compared to Ultimate Warrior, he probably is pretty small.
Yeah. He was like a linebacker. He was massively big. Anyway, that's my Shane McMahon story.
That's like Christina worked on Boardwalk Empire. In the casting office. Maybe she told you this, but she
Well, you told me.
his
Because you said you used to hang out there.
yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, but she went to one of the rap parties, and when her sister was pregnant, and it was like 2 a.m, and she was sitting at a table with Steve Buscemi, and they were just talking, and that came up somehow. I don't know how, and the fact that her sister was pregnant.
Oh, okay.
And so Christina has like a semi-drunken video of Steve Buscemi saying like, "Nicole, good luck on your birth of your new child," and like. It's just like it's a really funny, sweet video. She still has it if you want to see it.
It's like
another one of those. And nobody expects Steve Buscemi to be a dickhead, but like
sure.
so kind and funny.
What do they call those videos you can get now? You can
It's
do
like
that.
a cameo.
Cameo. Yeah, it's like she's got her own cameo.
Yeah.
Like before it was Cameo.
And didn't cost $200.
Sure. That's what we should get for Joe. We should do a cameo
That's a good idea.
of one of the kids in the hall.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Because he fucking loves the kids in the hall. And it would be so hilarious for, like, one of those guys to be like, "Joe, congratulations on 5 years of Comics Club."
Oh my god,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
not even for a birthday.
Yeah,
For club.
For a club.
That's
yeah.
a great idea.
Yeah.
I would go in on that.
All right, cool. We'll make it happen. We'll take up the collection. I mean, it will be, dude. Everyone will pitch in. Like, it'll be end up being so cheap.
I got for one year I got Christina a singing telegram
I
for
love
her birthday.
that. That's amazing.
And it was cool because like I was Googling around on it. It was before Cameo. It was probably in like 2016 maybe, 15. And I was Googling around and I just found this guy. And like I called and I talked to him directly, and I told him like it was Christina was working with Meredith Tucker, a casting director, and he was like, tell me some information about them and like any like inside jokes or anything that they have.
Right.
And like it was awesome. It was like very personalized, and it was a very kind of an old school way to do it. You don't like type it into a form or anything. Like I talked to him and like he did the whole thing, and he was amazing. He did it like a gangster. You know, he showed up in like a gangster outfit and
like
stuff.
a zoot suit.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
I don't remember exactly what he looked like, but they like took a picture with him, and it was awesome. I was like so pleased with how that all turned out.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say there are a lot of cartoonists that the only place I ever talk about movies with people, other than with like Christina and a couple other people, is like with cartoonists on Instagram. Like I'll post about a movie and I'll talk about it with them briefly or something. But like, I mean, I guess most of my like closest friends don't live in New York, so that's probably part of it. But
Sure.
The people I do see, and, you know, it's also just hard.
Where do your friends
people are
live?
busy. They live all over the place. I mean, I have
New York's like an airport.
Yeah, well, plus I have friends from where I grew up that I'm still really close with, and I also have friends who used to live in New York who have left. I have a lot of friends who have left New York.
Sure.
Not a lot. I'm not like
Yeah.
but I have, you know, probably
No, I get it.
10
People leave New York all the time.
8 or 10 people that I feel really close to that did live here and don't anymore.
I had a homie who like, you know, we met, we were like really getting, like we were just hanging out, we were having a good time, we're getting to know each other, having a blast, you know? Then he's like, I'm moving. And I was like, oh, okay, dude, see ya.
Yeah.
It was a bummer, you know? You want to switch papers in a minute?
Yeah, let me finish this hat. Are we going to add to each other's drawings or just draw around it?
Oh, either. I don't care. I was just thinking add around it or something. I have no idea. I guess just see what happens. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, like, should I? Oh, yeah, I'll just draw around it. There you go, Fantasy Hound.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. I did Masters of the Universe. Let's just
switch papers.
It's really revealing to ask someone to bring books that they cherish onto the show.
Yeah, it's great.
It's kind of like the best way to interview. Like, one, it's not an interview, but you know what I mean. It's like the best way to interact with a guest because their shields go down.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to warm up. They just instantly go down because they're talking about something they genuinely love.
Right. And it's not about them.
Right. It's not
like,
about them.
It's not about them.
Exactly.
They don't have to impress us or anything. It's really like what gets you hyped up.
And people love it, dude. They love talking about what they love.
Yeah.
It really worked out.
It really spreads that positive angle also. Like it really like it's both disarming and revealing at the same time.
Yeah, it is pretty revealing, I think, in the best way.
I thought that Nate did like an amazing job curating his stuff in terms of like what's the source material for this sketchbook specifically.
Yeah.
Like I could see all of that stuff in his drawing in ways that I wouldn't necessarily have. I definitely would not have thought of on my own. But like even sitting on the table, I was like, oh, this is interesting. He just brought like some random shit. But then when we were talking about it, it was like, oh no, this is not random at all. This is really specific stuff that he really loves.
Yeah, I had that same feeling actually. Anyway, so I like have so low bandwidth for anything digital right now. I barely read anything. I like don't know who's emailing me. Like I'm turning into an old man. Like I can feel it. Like I look at screens and I'm like, what the fuck does this say? Like it never used to be like that, you know?
Well, I think we're all burnt out on it.
Yeah, I'm just fucking burnt out.
I think it took a long time.
I
I
don't
think we're all fucking burnt out.
Give a fuck about the phone anymore.
Yeah.
And I can't seem to get rid of it. That's the other thing. It's like I always pick it up and I'm like, this sucks. But we say it in that interview or with Lair. We're like, it sucks.
Yeah.
And you know what? If that's my only contribution to the world, starting the cry of this shit sucks.
Well, you're not alone, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
how many? I'm always shocked still when I see like young cartoonists, young people at shows with flip phones. Like it's a thing.
Yeah.
People are hyping up to that or getting wise to this or whatever you want to call it.
sure.
Like people don't like interacting with these things, and I think especially younger people have wider eyes for the toll it takes on society and on their own brains and on their friends, because they grew up with it, and their parents were the first, or us, like basically, and a little older.
Exactly.
So their parents were the test generation, and they've seen what it's done to them. Totally. Right. Well, also in this shitty time of like bullshit internet tribalism, like all we do is compartmentalize people based on their represented beliefs.
Right. And this is all perfectly designed.
Yeah.
By the CIA.
A million.
Like, it really just is like, flood the internet with bullshit and then let everyone fight about bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, they've been doing this literally forever.
God, I love Deadwood.
Oh my god, it's the best. I think that might be my favorite show.
It is an amazing show.
Especially
I'm so glad to hear this, because I've been walking around telling everyone I've been watching Deadwood to crickets, you know?
Really?
Everyone's just like, what? I don't know.
Yeah, well, the thing I think it does so well is that as far as I know, it's relatively historically accurate, but it's almost like an abstraction of that time. Like, it's not trying to be literal about it. It's trying to create a feeling and a sense of space and a sense of place. And
it's like Shakespearean in a way too.
Yeah, and it's an authenticity to how these people behave and how these kinds of things. And I just like, once it kind of dawned on me about like how they were talking about law and communal organization and stuff, I was just like, this is just fucking genius, man.
Well, also, it's right there in the title, too, because Deadwood means, like, excessive speech.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all, like, when they cut away to a character, they're, like, doing a soliloquy, like, each character. Like, even, like, Farnham will be, like...
No, Farnham's my favorite
Farnham's
character.
amazing.
I love Farnham.
He's, like... he'll just be, like, talking to himself, you know? And he's doing these, like... what do you call it? The, like... What's that called when it's a one-person kind of speech in a
monologue?
Yeah, he's doing these monologues. Thank you. Yeah, I was just blanking on that for some reason. He cut away to Farnham, who does like a monologue about how injured he is,
right? And
like how the people don't respect him and how he doesn't care and stuff, but he totally does. And like all he wants to be is like praised by Swearingen. Like he just wants to feel like he belongs. Yeah. But he's such like a little scamp. Like he's just so petty and like always out looking out for himself in a like real shitty way. Yeah,
shitty opportunist.
Exactly. He's just like a shitty opportunist, right? Exactly. So he's always like stealing and like diminishing himself, and he expects people to respect him for it. I think it's fascinating.
And then he treats what's his name like shit.
Right. And that's the true measure of his character.
Yeah, as a way to balance out how he gets treated by other people when he fails. So when he fails, he takes it out on... What the fuck's that guy's name? He has a funny name, too. His ancient buddy. And it has, moments of, I think, remarkable
He's so
sweetness,
sweet, that old man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, too. It's like, even in, like, Swearingen, the way he is, encoded in him are these, like, moments where you find out that he's adopted the woman who... with the leg, right?
Because and season 1 ends, I think, with them dancing in the fucking saloon, or maybe it's season 2.
I think. Yeah, I think isn't she dancing with the doctor though?
Oh right, yes. Yeah. Who I also love. That guy's a fucking legend.
Great,
the guy from fucking Chucky, Brad Dourif.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what he's from.
Dude, look up Brad Dourif's IMDb page. Your mind will be blown. He's in fucking everything.
Yeah, so like the doctor's great. I love that character.
Yeah, he's a legend.
And yeah, you find out from Trixie that Swearingen like has her in the saloon to protect her.
Right.
And you can see that like you start to see this picture of Swearingen where he's actually trying to protect everyone in the camp in his way,
Well, he understands the order of the place and he helps manage it in his aggressive and violent way, but like it is a way of maintaining order.
Right. And it's aggressive and violent to suit the time. Right? Because he's like, as he says, the Hoopleheads.
Yeah.
The Hoopleheads would eat him alive if he didn't. It's like
and he's able to outsmart them.
Yeah, he knows how to wield authority.
But yeah, I think what you said exactly right. It's wielding authority, but in a way that matches the moment, rather than arbitrarily being like, I'm doing this so I can be in charge.
Right. He's not a fascist.
No.
Yeah, I agree. He's doing what he thinks is necessary.
Right.
And
but in a way that he can also profit off.
I mean, certainly. He knows he has to. But you know what? The other thing that I like about him so much is that he's fucking so exasperated by how
so
stupid
annoyed by
everybody.
everybody.
He's just like annoyed by everyone how dumb they are. And I love that so much because
he's also fucking hilarious.
He is really funny, yeah.
What an incredible, genius, legendary performance by Ian McShane.
Totally. It's so good. He's so good. I love that fucking show. It's amazing. It makes me feel good. Like, I watch it and I feel better. Like, I'm like, ah.
Oh, me too. When I moved to New York, I was working part-time, and then, like, I was working part-time at Barnes & Noble, and then they wouldn't let me take any time off to go see my family during the holidays, so I quit.
Yeah,
and then there was an intermittent time where I wasn't working, and my roommate, my friend Mike Martin, also wasn't working because he had just moved to New York, and so we had like 2 or 3 weeks where we were just like collecting unemployment, drinking, and watching Deadwood.
Amazing.
Because he had watched season 1. I think only a couple seasons were out at that point. And then I forget where we got. I guess we were watching it on streaming, no, you know what we're doing? We're getting the DVDs from Netflix.
Hell yeah.
And
In
so
the
we
mail?
would just like, yeah. So we would just
yeah.
like drink and hang out, and then when a new DVD showed up, we'd watch Deadwood. So that became like, also, I agree, like a cozy feeling. I was like, this is a thing we can return to that I look forward to feeling. And then when I worked on Sopranos, they had like a DVD office. Like inside the accountant's office, they had DVDs of every HBO show.
Amazing.
And as an employee, you could buy them for, I think, 60% off or something.
Nice.
So I was making like more money than I ever thought I would, which is not that much money, but I like...
Right, but when it's the first time you're making money like that, you're like, oh my god.
So I bought all the Deadwood DVDs, I bought all the Wire DVDs that were out at that point, they weren't all out, but I bought all the Sopranos DVDs, I had like this whole HBO DVD collection that I got from that office. And there's a couple of commentaries on the Deadwood ones that were really cool too, where he talks about like, that ideas of community, and he has this great quote I have written down in some old sketchbook. It says like he's like, I believe human beings are at their best when our like internal sense of order manifests itself as community, or something like that.
That's cool.
He has this belief of
I like that.
I guess in today's standards it becomes sort of a libertarian belief, but it's it's this idea that like left to their own devices, people are mostly morally sound and can manage themselves.
Right. And that actually, that made me think of the way my sister-in-law is raising her kids. She's like, you don't actually need to tell them what's right and wrong. Mm-hmm. Like, they actually know what is right and wrong.
Yeah.
You need to be there to help them manage their emotions. Like, see their emotions, validate their emotions, but you don't need to discipline them. They will feel bad if they act improperly. That's how they'll learn. You're just there to help them manage their big feelings.
Yeah.
And like to know not to be afraid of their feelings. So she's like, you're just there, you witness their feelings, and by the virtue of you being there, they will understand that they're not supposed to be afraid of their feelings.
Right.
And so they'll act more skillfully.
Right.
And I'm just like, holy shit, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm actually really digging just drawing this fucking like pebbly sandy beach. I thought I was gonna
looks amazing.
I thought I was gonna draw something like really epic, but it's just he's going for a drink.
That's fucking great. Yeah, I mean, you see these like studies all the time, which are annoying because like fuck studies or whatever. But there was one I remember where there was like a same-sex couple on a cereal box, and it was like Life or something like that.
Yeah.
And it made all these big headlines and stuff. And then the company, as a way to like, I mean, it's all marketing, obviously.
Sure.
But like, I like the sentiment of like, they had these kids look at this box, and what they asked them was like, tell us what's wrong with this box. And they were like, it's too big. Should it be thinner? Like they were looking. They saw nothing wrong at all with the same-sex couple on the cover. They were looking at like the structure of the actual box.
Yeah, because who cares?
Because who fucking cares?
Kids
Like they
don't
just
care.
saw two people, and then the follow-up to that was they were like, so these two people are in love, and they were like, all the kids were like, oh,
Good.
that's great.
yeah, great.
Good for them. Like literally 0 of them were like, but they're boys, or they're both girls, or whatever. Like
Right.
they're just like, oh, that's sweet, yay. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, kids have, which actually is sort of reassuring for humanity in general. Right. I think like we all have the basis of a moral center.
Of course.
That gets either corrupted or brainwashed out of us.
Yeah, I agree. I think people, that's what it's all about. Like most media is fear-based. It's violent, and it's made to make you afraid of your fellow human. Because when you're afraid of your fellow human, you act in keeping with the kind of status quo that is enforced through the threat of violence.
Right, and you then accept violence as a result of crowd control, or as an excuse to protect you.
Yeah, exactly. Or you just accept violence.
Yeah. Because
you wouldn't accept violence otherwise. You'd be like, no, what? Why does that exist?
Right.
And I think what you said is great, because it's like the more I interact with young people, the more I do feel hopeful for the future.
Mm-hmm.
They know more than we did when we were young, and that's why I do not stand for people who are like, oh, this generation.
No.
If you start off talking like that, we're not gonna see eye to eye. Like we're never gonna agree, because I just think that consciousness expands. I don't think it's contracting.
You also like the idea that any generation should have a name is insane. You're going to take every person on Earth of this age group and give them a label?
I agree.
That's horrible.
And I do think it's by design. I think it's
of course
purposely to pit people against each other.
You think like every millennial age person is the same in the United States? Like any millennial ridiculous. On the Upper East Side is the same as a millennial in like Serbia is fucking crazy.
I totally agree.
Like you're going to just lump. It's really just a way to like talk shit about people because they're not doing what you want them to do.
It's adversarial.
Yeah.
Yeah, it creates adversarial situations and perceptions. I totally agree. I never liked the generation naming. Plus, I'm born kind of in between them anyway. When people ask me, I am. Like, 1980 is in between Gen X and Millennial.
Right.
And, like, I'm not Gen X and I'm not Millennial.
Some outlets would say that you're a geriatric millennial.
Yeah, but I mean, they're really reaching.
Yeah.
Although I do feel older every day.
I don't feel older. I think I just feel like more observant.
How old are you?
I will be 41 on September 20th.
Oh shit! September 20th.
I feel physically older.
Dude, as soon as I turned 40, my body was like, "Okay, we're done. I'm stopping working now." I was like, "No, I need you."
But I also, that doesn't bother me so much because it just means like, oh, I probably should have started drinking less when I was 30.
Totally, yeah.
Now I actually have a reason to do it.
Yeah.
Although I do kind of want to drink right now.
Let's get a drink.
Get a drink.
I'm not a good influence, but all this talk of Deadwood makes me want whiskey.
I mean, one of life's greatest joys is watching Deadwood and drinking whiskey. I stand by that.
Dude, fire one up.
I actually don't think we have any whiskey. Oh, maybe we do.
I meant Deadwood.
Oh, yeah.
Fire up a Deadwood.
I'm down. I've thought about watching that. Christina watched it for the first time, which I think was my like third or fourth time watching it all the way through, and she was like, "I'll watch it again right now."
You know who else loves Deadwood? Joe Villela.
Oh, I'll bet.
He loves it. David Milch is like one of his favorite writers.
Yeah, same. I've watched John from Cincinnati. I watched Luck. I've seen all that shit. I haven't watched a lot of NYPD Blue, but I think John from Cincinnati is a great show. People talk shit about that show. I think it's really good.
I remember it vaguely. I should watch it. I have HBO Max right now, so I definitely want to hit up all the HBO shows worth a damn, and I think that's one of them.
Sure. I think Luck is really good.
Which one's Luck?
It's like the horse racing one. So he did the pilot with Michael Mann, and famously they both fucking hated each other. And so Michael Mann was like, I don't want anything else to do with this show. But he directed the pilot and then helped in some of like this character stuff. But then Milch it just became his thing. I mean, he doesn't strike me as someone who can work in collaboration, which is part of why I'm interested in him, because his work on TV feels like the work of an author.
Right.
Like it is collaborative, obviously, because there are people acting. But like I'm interested in creators. Like I like writers and I like directors, and I like writer-directors the most. Like I'm less interested in actors. I'm more interested in the people doing the storytelling.
Yeah, same.
And I think Milch is one of those people where like when he's involved in something, he's probably a real piece of shit to work with. But it's his thing.
I just imagine him as the Doctor.
Yeah.
Like, that's who I imagine he is, like, deep down. Like, he's just like, fuck it, I'm back! Yeah. God damn it!
Well, he did have a major functional heroin addiction.
Oh, wow.
During the making of that show, which I think Some people speculate that's why the movie's no good, because he made it after he got clean.
Oh, interesting.
But he was famous for like shooting Deadwood was like a living organism. Like he was rewriting scenes on set, and characters would get their pages like minutes before they had to shoot them. So there's like a real freewheeling kind of attitude to them, which is all a testament to the actors, because that never comes across in any of the episodes.
Yeah, the only person in that show who I think is a terrible actor is the bartender from the what's the Bella Union, the like big stocky guy with the hat.
Oh yeah, I know
That guy
what you're
is
talking about.
terrible. He's a
not good.
terrible actor, but everybody else is fucking aces.
I fucking love Powers Booth too.
Yeah,
'cause,
Powers
like,
Booth is so good.
A, he's a great actor. B, he's also funny. But he's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a perfect foil to Swearingen, because like that guy is Swearingen if he was extra selfish and insecure.
Right,
Like Swearingen
right,
is
right.
not at all insecure. Like
Yeah, yeah,
he's I wouldn't even call him a villain. He's just kind of like a darker side of the moral compass.
Yeah,
of
he's the
town.
anti-hero. I don't know. He is a villain, but
But
it's
Powers
like,
Booth is a fucking villain. I think,
100%,
but I think
yeah.
because he's compensating for insecurity,
Right.
and he's more selfish and is just there to make that money.
totally.
He doesn't have a moral reason to be doing what he does, whereas I think Al does.
That like the run-in with what's her name and her brother. She's super young.
Kristen Bell.
Yeah, Kristen
Yeah.
Bell. Oh my god, it's so fucking dark.
Yeah, it's really brutal.
It's fucking brutal.
But yeah, John from Cincinnati is really good. That's a show I've never seen anything like that show before. I understand why people think it's stupid or why HBO canceled it or whatever, because it's like it doesn't feel like TV in the same kind of ways.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I think it's really interesting, and like Ed O'Neill is really amazing in that show.
Is Luke Perry in it?
Yeah, Luke Perry. It does all
I
these.
have watched some of it.
Yeah, it does all this weird stuff with like. It has kind of these washed up like '90s people in it playing characters that are sort of like themselves,
Right,
and
right,
kind of
right.
like addressing that a little bit in these interesting
Sure.
ways.
And that I think that whole thing is influenced a lot by that phenomenon. I think is influenced a lot by Tarantino. I think Tarantino was one of the first people to kind of like resurrect, like to go back and say, like to bring people back. You know,
Mhm.
like Hollywood always discards people.
Right. So there's there's value in
There's
this.
like they're still great, and I think that's really fucking cool. Actually, that's one thing I admire about Tarantino. He like realized how Hollywood discards people and was like, we shouldn't do that, or
Yeah.
like there's value here.
Have you thought about getting a sub-license?
What's that?
So you don't need a degree to be a substitute teacher in New York City public
Oh.
schools.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's cool, like, get shit on a lot by kids, but it is an opportunity to engage with kids at your leisure. Like, you can sub as much or as little as you want to.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, do you think? I mean, I don't think they would dunk on me. Like, I think I have a strength of character. That,
No, they would fucking love you if you
Yeah.
can. Or if you can draw, like, there's the other cool thing about being a sub is there's like no expectations placed on you at all. Like,
Right.
no one expects you to do any actual teaching. Like, you could probably just hang out and draw with them all day, and they would be like, "Your Mr. Nick is the best."
Yeah. Which could lead to a position.
Well, you do need a degree to be a full-time teacher.
Sure.
So I don't know why they.
Well, maybe I was
Set that up
talking to
that way.
Kristen about this. I was like, maybe I'll just go back to school and get a degree, just so like open up the possibility to teach.
I mean, I can't recommend it highly enough. The SVA program I did is 1 year. It's incredibly intense, but it's in when less than a calendar year, you have a full degree, all the credentials, all the tests you have to take, and all that stuff.
And it's for teaching.
It's the one I went to is specifically for arts teaching.
Oh, cool.
It's called an MAT. Yeah, it's MAT because it's confusing because MAT sounds like Masters in Arts Therapy, but that's a different degree. It's Master of the Arts in Teaching.
Got it. But I don't have a
specifically.
bachelor's.
I think you can. You might have to take like some online classes or something like
Sure.
that.
Because I don't think they'll let me take a master's class if I don't have anything.
Not if you don't have anything, yeah.
Yeah.
But you'd have to acquire some credits.
Sure.
Somewhere.
Like I have continuing ed credits at SVA, but that doesn't count.
I think young people are going to stop going to college. I hope we live to see it, But
mean,
I think the college bubble is about to break.
That was my move. I was like, why would I go to school and be in debt?
Yeah.
To make art. I was like, I'll just make art.
Also, every year, bachelor's degrees especially are less and less valuable. And that's not going up.
Yeah.
Like, I think young people are going to stop going, and I think colleges are going to start either changing dramatically, or the whole college thing is going to go away, especially when like younger generations start being bosses and they stop giving a fuck if people went to college or not in terms of hiring.
Totally.
I'm excited to see that. I mean, my parents paid for my undergraduate, which I was endlessly grateful for. And like to a certain extent feel guilty about. Not guilty, but it's like it makes me uncomfortable. But I wasn't gonna say no.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Like, you didn't use it to go work for a defense contractor.
Right.
You know, you're doing something good with it. So, more power to you. I think my parents stressed about money all the time, and they were kids when they had me. Like, my dad was 22 and my mom was like 19 or something. So like, imagine being raised by kids who like don't fucking, they're smoke, like they just like, they didn't know they were children, you know? It's like, so kids raising kids, and like, you know, my mom's way of coping with never really like they worked hourly wage jobs. It's like, my mom was always anxious about where the money would come from. My dad was always pissed, you know? So it's like, that has an effect on you.
Yeah,
and
totally.
So like, when it was time for me to go to college, they were like, "Do you want to go to college?" And I was like, "What? And put you in debt? Like, how could I do that? Like, after listening to you, like, stress for years and years and years about how you were gonna make ends meet, I'm gonna put you in debt hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, I just couldn't do it. Like, it didn't. My childhood brain wouldn't let me do that. And so I was just like, no, I'm gonna go find my own way."
Yeah.
I wish I had gone to school, but like, that just wasn't the path that I took. So like, I always wanted to go to art school.
Yeah,
because of like, there's like,
its ups and downs.
Yeah, I mean, I know it now as an adult, kind of like what is good and bad about it. But you know, if you have some talent and you go to art school, there is a greater chance that you will be met with some opportunity that you wouldn't otherwise.
Sure. My I wouldn't say it's a regret or whatever, but I think because I went to art school and because I had a degree, I was like, I need to make sure after college I do this thing specifically. And I knew I hated graphic design.
Sure.
But I was like, I have this degree, I need to go for graphic design jobs to like justify the costs and the time spent doing those things. And I knew inside that like I hated doing this, but I did it as a job for way longer than I should have. But I mean, it got me here, so whatever.
Yeah, we're here now.
I don't have any regrets. It was just kind of like, I think that one of the pitfalls of art school is like, as I think we talked about in the style conversation, is it puts such a focus on monetizing your craft almost over working on the craft itself.
Sure.
I think in
I'm like still working on this fucking hairdo. It's actually looking all right. It's like a style mullet.
Is there a different kind of mullet?
Well, for a while there, the mullet had made a comeback, and they were calling it a style mullet, like, because it was more like stylish, you know. It wasn't like,
it's more shaped.
It was just like more chic. It wasn't like a hillbilly mullet, you know. But I mean, it's in the eye of the beholder, I guess.
Hillbilly chic.
Hillbilly elegy. What a fucking chump stain.
Hillbilly Eilish.
There you go.
I can't believe how great this Pentel pocket brush pen is.
Yeah, I have like 6 of them. I love them.
This is the only one I've ever had. This pen's probably like 12 years old, and I just keep putting caps in. I'm expecting the tip to fuck up, but it just keeps going.
Sometimes those tips wear down, but they do last a long time.
Yeah, maybe I just got a good one. I don't know.
They've made a good pen. I like that pen. One time I remember I was watching Kayfabe, and Piscor like shits on it. He's like, "Oh yeah, we're not using a Pentel pocket brush pen." I'm like,
well, fuck you.
I'm like, you're an idiot.
That's
dude.
your fault.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, yes, sometimes it's good to use a sable hair brush. You're gonna get a really, really nice tight thing and all that. But sometimes you're just on the go and you want a pen you can literally put in your pocket. That's why it's called a fucking pocket brush pen.
Yeah.
You ass wipe.
And look at that point. Like, it's still got a point. If you know how to
Crispy.
use it, you can get a little line out of that.
I remember one of them fell out of my pocket. I was so crestfallen. I was just so busted up. I was like, oh, my pen.
My pen. But they're also not expensive.
Yeah, they're not terrible. And so then I ordered like 10 more, and I was like, this will never happen to me again.
Like, for the amount of longevity and wear and tear I put on this pen, I would expect them to be like $20.
Yeah, no, it's good. They're like 11 to 14 or something. Like
Actually, may have stolen this from Blick. It may not have cost me anything.
nice. Free 99, motherfucker. All right, well, I'm done.
Yeah, this is pretty sick. Fantasy achieved.